Okay, let me. So as every Saturday we start, I always remind yourself to be patient, to be careful, to be conscious about the body, about what you feel. Have a lot of props, have a lot of pillows, have a strap, have a block, and maybe for Shavasana, if it's cold, have a blanket or two blankets, one for your head, one for your chest, and cover yourself so you really enjoy that resting pose. Is super important after we do some movements that we take that rest. So with that said, let's lie down, lie back, please, on your backs. And you can certainly decide if you want to have the legs bent, to have the legs wide and knocking against each other like that. It's called constructive rest. You can also have the legs long. Sometimes the legs long, really kind of pinch your back, because activates that curve. So you can certainly change your mind and rebend and place your feet where you feel comfortable. They're not far away, they're not too close, just enough to feel that you can stay a couple of moments here. Hands on the belly, hands out. Again, hands can be optional to bring the hands at the heart, at the chest, or belly, and out. So we'll take a few moments here. What we do here is really allow the body to settle more, to be on the ground. And if you want, close your eyes, just close your eyes or soften your gaze. Don't look at anything. And try to notice the parts of your body that are on the ground. In my case, I have my feet, I have the low back, I have some part of my upper back and my shoulders, part of my elbows and the top of my hands and the back of my head. And I'm just going to feel those places that are touching to get really heavy, almost like they're getting glued more to the ground. And if your legs are wide and long, you have the back of your heels and you have some part of your thigh or maybe even the calf muscle. So feel the parts that are on the ground, on the mat, and let those points of contact feel heavier and relaxed. So it will help you sort of release. And then with that, if that helps you, then soften your eyes, soften your tongue. And like I said, if the leg's long, it's not right, you can return and change your mind a couple times. Just eventually feel comfortable enough to just find your breath, close your eyes, and soften the area of the eyes, the eyebrows, the tongue and the teeth and the lips and the chin, the face and the throat. And just breathe like you know how I have said, and many times in other yoga that they tell you to breathe mindfully. So pay attention to how your body is taking each breath this morning, right here, right now. So sometimes when we have our hands on our belly, on our abdomen, just feel a little bit of rising and falling. It's very easy and gentle. You don't have to take a lot of more air or do any effort. It's just a sensible sensitivity of the hands and the belly. And it's a little bit of rising, a little bit of going back in. And if you want to make a sound, if you want to bring in that breath, that is the ujjayi, you can bring it in by making a throat sound. We'll take two more. This is your time. This is your practice, your medicine, your therapy. your maintenance, right? We'll take a moment, even if it's just breathing. And some people think, oh, this is boring, but this is super important, especially for us in these times of turmoil and confusion, not only in our families, in the whole world. Just try to take a moment that you can kind of neutralize some of the thoughts in the head by just breathing super slowly and gently. If your legs are long, extended, bring them in like everybody together with the feet now flat. And I'm just going to do one leg, one happy baby. Before we do that, just bring the right knee in. So I'm going to start with my right leg, give it a hug, and bring the foot down. And again, the same leg, two more times, same leg. So see that you're like warming up the hip joint and in. And you can bring the hands below the knee or you can bring the hands behind the leg. Just kind of encourage it to stretch to your chest. Take a few breaths here. I know you're compressing your belly. And then from here, you're just going to widen it and you can just stay here. So this is half happy baby. You can also lift your heel higher. So the heel is pointing up. The shin is a little bit vertical. If that doesn't work, you can just bring the knee to the shoulder, to the armpit or outside side of your ribs. Left foot stays, don't extend it. We'll just take it easy. So this is your half happy baby just for a moment. The leg is super wide, the sacrum is wide, the inner thighs are super wide. And try to encourage the knee to open back down and wide. See if you can flex the foot on that right leg, flex the foot toes to your face. Bring the knee closer, lift your heel. Very good. Just settle down, feet on the ground. Take a moment. And then you're going to just do the other side. Both feet are bent. And then hug the knee in just one or two times before you hold it. Bring it back down, step down, bring it in. Same leg, two or three times, same leg. Bring it down. Third time, we bring it closer. We breathe there because it's a little bit of pinching or compressing here. Maybe the hand goes behind the calf. Maybe the knee widens out. Right foot stays. It doesn't lengthen. So this increases. We're just really warming up. So with the knee going out in diagonal or both to the armpit or to the shoulder, to the side of your ribs, bring the knee a little bit closer. You can lift your heel. You can start reaching the heel, the bottom of your foot high. So the shin is vertical. You can grab behind the leg. You can grab the pinky side. This one is really depends on your body. Take another few breaths here. When you hold this shape, don't hold the breath. You can release and encourage it closer. You can do a little pulsing here, or you can just gently hold it to where you feel the stretch in the inner legs, in the inner thighs, not in your face or your throat. Your throat should be slow, very gentle and relaxed, throat and neck. So if you're here, just bring it a little closer, slowly release, feet down, and just take a moment. You'll feel a little bit of more energy on the bottom side of your legs, your pelvis, and then do some, this is called posterior and anterior shifts or weight, just kind of like with the feet on the ground, encourage to have your low back and middle back flat and then relax. So pelvic tilts or posterior and anterior. uh, curves, flat, and relax. So flatten your back so there's no space between your low back and the mat, and then relax. So this is really just nice and slow. These are mindful, feeling that the pelvis tilts, right? And you can almost push on the floor, push with your feet to get the whole back flat. And one more, up and relax. Now I'm just gonna have my feet right on the ground. They're comfortable. They're about hips distance. I'm gonna have my arm out like a T or out like a cactus. I'm just gonna bring one knee and try to have both knees not moving, just one hip moves in. So one of the legs just moves in. Very, these are somatic movements. They're very, very slow and tender and patient as you just move one knee in towards the other knee and take about 4 seconds to do that, 4 seconds to go back. So just kind of like bringing the leg without moving the other leg. All right, very subtle movement. Bring both back, the feet down, relax. So it's almost like you cannot see it. So one of the knees just moves in and bring it back. So maybe take 1, 2, 3, 4 times to almost lift the knee to the side and bring it back to center. Very slow, very slow. Bring it back so the knee is pointing up, and just one more. Should feel good. All right, and then come back to center. Let's bring the feet closer, hug them in together, and do a full happy baby. So you can, again, grab behind the legs and just widen the legs a little bit. You can try to bring the knees towards the arms, towards the armpits, towards the shoulder. You can stay here. You can lift your feet. So the feet almost could be flat to the ground. You can hold the strap here. If you want to hold the strap, lace it behind the arches and encourage it, pressing it down. On this one, you can stay here, right? Like a dead bug, or encourage more energy, toes, heels, anything at all. It's your practice. You can rock here a little bit if you want. Beautiful. So we're really working ourselves slowly. So if you want a happy baby, you can widen a lot. So bring the knees wide. This is the happy baby, super wide. Wide knees to the shoulders, wide, wide. So encourage the knees to open wide, like a straddle with knees bent. Awesome. All right, so bring the knees together, feet together. We're gonna do a twist here. So if you have a blanket, you can use this really nice idea to maybe roll the blanket between the knees, hold the blanket between the knees or the ankles or the legs, open the arms and let the knees go to one side. So I have just a blanket. I could be a block, it can be a pillow. Very good. And just open the arms. Take another 2, 3 breaths here. My arms are super wide. You can have the hands closer or away. Your head can be centered. Close your eyes and breathe. This is very mild, very gentle, but just feel the stretch and the twist, even though you're doing, just a experimental exploration here, just really feeling the knees going to one side. We're not exaggerating the movement. We're just going very slow. Let's undo that slowly. You can, keep that roll or blanket in between the thighs or the knees, and then slowly other side. So notice I'm going really slow. You can also put a block or something under the knees. The arm can stay out, or cactus, or out straight from the shoulder. You can have both arms out, so you're twisting. So your ribs are flaring open, intercostal, breathing here, hip away from the ribs, and breathe your side, and just breathe your belly, breathe here, because we're enjoying our a little warm up, a little bit of opening, and breathing here, feeling our body, the contact on the floor, and the parts that are off the floor. I'm gonna roll away again, roll back on the back, and then feet on the ground. So now I'm between two mats. This is crazy. All right, going back to my orange mat. So I'm here kind of looking at the screen upside down. So I'm gonna do a little bridge, okay? Feet on the ground. You can grab the edges of the mat, kind of like wrap the mat around four fingers and bring the thumb on the top. So my four fingers wrap behind and my thumb is on the top, and hold it and lift your hips just a little bit. So I'm not going all the way up, no, just a little bit. So lower down, but don't touch, just a little bit. Then bring one knee in like we did seated, and bring it back. So you're off the ground, you're going to bring one knee towards the other knee and back to center one more time. Again, one more. And then bring your hips down. Just relax your hands and your fingers and your shoulders. Just relax. Let everything let go here. No more holding. And then we'll do the other side. Just take a moment here. Breathe. Notice your breath, your belly. Notice your face. No tension, at least in this in between. All right, so you can do the wrapping. If you don't want like the wrapping, just have your hands super steady and pressing the ground, and lift up just a tiny bit. So we're not, it's like you can almost have a hand under, so it's not a lot, it's just a little bit. Then you're gonna bring one on the knee in and back. So it's very, very tiny movements. So you're lifting up and just bring the knee in towards the other without moving both knees. Just one comes to the other, back to center. Press the fingers down, press the hands down, keep your face relaxed. All right, and then come, bring the knees back in line, bring the hips down, relax everything, and bring one knee in and then the other, and just give a little massage on your back, little side to side movements, each hand on each knee or behind, and just encourage the body to relax. So these rocking, these swayings, these little side to side movements are very conducive to relaxation. Like when you're trying to calm a baby, you rock him, go to side, or you go one foot on the other, or you kind of shake them slowly. All right, so there's a couple of ways to come out of this. We're going to come to seated. So there's a couple of ways you can rock and roll, or I'm just going to go on my side. All right, take your time, use your hands, and eventually come to sit. So we're going to try to sit. If you want, you can sit on a blanket, you can sit on a block, or you can sit on two mats, or you can sit on nothing. So we're going to do some twisting and side stretches. Very familiar. You've probably done this a million times. We're going to do them super extra slow today. So notice which shin is on top, right? Which shin is on top. Usually it's the right shin. You just notice it. So for your own mind, sometimes we just check on those little things and just sit properly. Again, if you want a blanket to raise your hips a little bit. So we're going to bring the hand outside. So don't bring it a long time away, like far away. like a long distance, just nice and easy. And then I'm going to my left side, and then right arm is going to go up. I'm going to just take 3 pulses, 1 and 2. So I'm going really slow, and 3. Then I'm going to look up at my knee, at my lower knee, and then I'm going to look up at maybe to the ceiling or maybe to my arm on the top. So I'm going to look down and look up. So the arm is opening, your chest is slowly curving down, and then encourage to open. And then 1 more. So we did maybe 3 or 4. I want you to encourage to side bend and open. The arm can be bent or straight. And then look down. Now we look down. I let you look down here. Bring the top hand, so the right hand to the opposite knee, and take the twist. So take your time very slowly to walk the hand behind you. Maybe you have a block here. Sometimes that's great if you have something like a block or a pillow, just to encourage the twist. And again, nice and tall, but relaxed, and take super complete, wonderful breath here. You can bring your chin down and up. And please come to neutral. Please come to neutral, come to center, and bring your hands behind. So I'm having my hands right behind me, and I'm going to open my heart. I'm going to try to press my knees down and forward. Use your hands. See if you can lift your hips a little bit. Push your hips up. Very good. Look up a little bit. Bring your chin down. Bring your hips down. Look at your feet. Look at your shins, and do that again. Okay, so you come up again. And then check your spine. Check your sit bones. Take a moment. Breathe here. And then we'll start the other side. So we're taking our time in these lateral bends and twists that are wonderful for our spine and also the nervous system, right? So my right hand is not going to be far, nice and slow. All right, place it here. You can also, use the block. Other arm goes up. Go a little pulsing, 1, 2, or 3. Nice and easy. So start feeling, your ribs, your side arm, your intercostals a couple times. Now we're going to do a little bit of looking down and looking up to encourage the opening of your body instead of looking down. Now we look up a little bit and bring your arm a little behind you. You can look at your arm or your elbow and then look down and open up. So even if I'm telling you it's a little bit of effort, just go easy, do maybe 50% instead of 60 or 70, and open, breathe here, open. It feels so good for me. All right, look down, look at the opposite knee, start bringing the left hand to the opposite knee, and then before you twist, before you even twisting, go up again, sit tall, and then bring your hand behind you a little bit on my fingertips on a block, and then twist. Then you can stay here nice and easy, nice and tall, twisting, but not your biggest super twist that you're almost, like ripping. Nice and easy. Twist. You can bring chin down to the shoulder and up. Couple times, come up. Start undoing that from the center. Bring your hands pressing out. And then open the heart. You can stay here. Super wonderful. Shoulders squeeze, chest open if you want. Push forward, lift your hips. That's okay. If you can't lift, that's okay. Bring your hips down. Take a moment and bring your hands to your knees. Take a moment to be nice, tall, and relaxed, and wanted to take some wonderful movement, organic circles forward to the front of your sit bones, back to your low back, and nice and slowly again, going to 40, 50%. So start nice and easy. All right, and then when you decide, you come to center, you unwind, start nice and slow, feeling what goes in your low back, what goes in your pelvis, what goes to the sit bones, to the hips. So we're just really going very mindfully. Very good. Come on up again and center, in the center. So your tailbone and the spine and the neck and the head is in one long, super wonderful line of energy. All right. And then just bring one arm. Let's say I'm going to bring my right arm up and I'm going to bend my elbow. I'm going to try to bring my hand to the neck, and my other arm is just going to go behind. I'm not touching, just easy. So a little chicken wing here, and then relax. Other hand, left arm goes as if you want to touch or scratch the head. The other hand goes behind like a little chicken wing, and you just kind of do these arm movements to rotate your shoulders out, bend one top of your elbow. You can just slide the hand to the low back here and release, and a couple times here, elbows like going to Gomukhasana, but we're not even getting there or trying to do anything. So it's like a flossing of the shoulders. One more. One elbow is pointing up, the other one is sliding behind, and just one more. Do the best you can. It's like a little Egyptian, right? Awesome. All right, bring your shoulders up and back and down a couple times from there, and forward and back. Awesome. So we're gonna take a slow step, slowly, like slow motion, and take a child's pose, okay? So you can have a blanket under your knees if you like. We'll do some bird dog, some balancing, we'll work it, build on it. We just have a little bit of child's pose before any movement. I'm gonna have my knees nice and wide, have my arms, my elbows down. I have a block, I can rest my forehead. So when we come to this shape, it doesn't feel right for your knees, just come up a little bit. If you want to be on your belly, go on your belly, but just want you to breathe again here. Feel the points of contact and really relax your belly. Really, if you're on your floor, on the belly, relax the belly, even though it's pushing against the mat. Just relax. So I want you to be in this shape and notice what you feel on your low back, and breathe your back of your heart and the back of your kidneys, and just be here gently and slowly return to that checking of your breath and your sensations when you're breathing yourself down onto that child's pose. All right, so come on hands and knees. Option also to stay on the elbows. Okay, so you can do a little bit of cat and cows here, lower. You can also try hands and knees. Try some cats and cows. And option to do maybe some circles. So go left and center and right and back. And maybe try a little bit of relaxing your head. All right, anything at all. So this one is a dance. Dance is free. Free dance with hips, swaying, circles. Again, go lower on the elbows and try that. Cats and cows. and lifting your tail, relaxing the head, really free time, right? Free time, free time. Yeah. So this one is a wonderful to see and to feel. You don't have to see anything. All right. So I'm gonna start with my hands on the ground. You can change onto the elbows whenever you feel like you wrists are have enough weight. I'm going to stretch my toe in the back leg, keep it tucked, stretch it back, press the toes under, press the heel far away. Now come a little forward, lift your leg just a little bit. So I'm usually telling you to lift it just a little bit, just a little bit. Breathe here. Maybe left hand walks forward, maybe you lift it just a little bit. Bring the hand back, bring the knee back, and we'll go to the second side. So stretch your toes in the left leg, tuck them under, push as if you want to touch something in the back with your heel. So really stretch the back of your hip, the back of your thigh, the back of your knee. Come a little forward, relax, lift the leg just a little bit off the ground. Hug the core, hug the abdomen, maybe walk your hand on the right a little bit, or maybe just lift it. Bring the hand down, bring the knee back in, and shift back, sit back. Again, elbows or go all the way back. I'm gonna come on the elbows, everybody. So come onto the shoulder, onto the forearms. You can make a little interlacing or have the hands just like that. And you're gonna bring a little, the knees under your hips, and you're gonna try to lift one leg up a little higher than usual. So lift here a little bit higher. If this doesn't work, you can always tuck the toes or lift it a little couple times up and down. See how that feels? Hopefully you don't get dizzy. So you don't have to lift high. Bend the knee, bring it in, walk it in. And then other side, shift, lift, maybe with the knee bend, maybe straight, lift it as much as you can. It should feel good, like a nice release on your hips from sitting. So you can bend it, you can straighten it, you can tap and lower. This one also wonderful. Your head is not down. I mean, it's not touching, it's lifting. You can look at the hands, you can lift a little higher, you can rock, you can bend. All right, and then we'll come everybody on, walk the knees back, and eventually everybody lowers. Okay, everybody lower the legs, the hips down, come onto the belly. Bring your arm forward, one other arm forward, stack your hands, and rest your forehead, lengthen your legs, really lengthen the legs. Long toes are down, head is resting, and breathe. So everything is breathing, right? As you change the shape, you say, okay, where's my breath? And that's where we make it yoga, right? If we don't say anything, then it's just exercise. You're gonna just keep the head down, just leave the leg in the back of the ground. So again, make it 30%, 40%. Bring it down, shift it just a little bit, lift, and then lower. For now, keep your head down, keep your forehead down, keep your head face down. Just the leg, one a little bit. So maybe it's like a couple of inches off the ground, and energize the leg, and then shift it, and then switch it. So we're doing a lot of these, less lifting, right? But just really feeling what it does, and then lower, one more. Awesome. Now, you have the legs down, you have the arms wide. One of the hands is on the head. So I have my left hand on top, And I'm going to lift my right leg and my left elbow, and my hand is on my forehead. And then bring it down. Okay, and then I'm going to lift my head. I'm going to switch my hands. So now I have my right hand on the top, forehead on the right hand, lift my right head, excuse me, my right arm, my elbow, and my left leg. So it's more like you're holding the head with your hand, and then lower, shift the hands again, lift hand, lift elbow, right leg, and lower, and last time. Switch the hands, lift elbow, head, and lift the left leg, and then rest, and then widen the legs and lift your feet and just swing them side and side and side, nice and easy. So you kind of massage your top legs, right? You massage your ankles, your shins are kind of swinging. You can flex and toe, flex and point, or you can rotate your ankles, whatever you like. Then bring your hands a little wider and out, wide, forward and out. Toes are still wide and out. Inhale, do a little cobra. Again, just 20, 30% lower. Take your time. Try to use your hands. As soon as you feel that's your maximum, return back. Bring your hands maybe a little closer and close to your chest. Little wide elbows pointing up and come on up. And come down. Awesome. So we're going to bring your legs a little closer. Try to come up gently. Take a little child's pose again. Rest back. Again, any position with your hands. You can put the block again. And we're going to come onto the hands and knees again. And take moments in the one downward facing dog. Okay. But with knees bent. Knees bent. Very weird, but very valuable and good information about the hands here, about the toes, about the legs, about the tail. Really pressing, maybe shifting to bicycle the legs, taking your time here, and walk the feet a little wider than like as wide as the mat, and bend one leg and shift the hips, and bend the other and shift the hips. So you bend a lot and the hips kind of swing, and you can even get like a twisty movement here. All right, we're going to do one more, and then we're going to come down. So again, if you have a blanket, set your knees on so you can land gently and step right foot forward. Okay, right foot forward. If you have your blocks here, have your blocks there, so you can step the right foot and have the right foot forward. I'm just gonna move my screen a little bit here. And just don't, in this one today, I want you to feel that you're not going like that. Don't lunge. Stay high. Stay with the knee on top of the ankle. All right, just nice and tall. Be tall. Where are your hips and your shoulders? Nice and tall. And then bring your elbows in the cactus, just like that. So from the front, looks like you're like surrendering. Okay, yes, I let go. I have nothing. All right, feel the contact of the feet on the floor. And then one hand to the low back or to the hip, and the other one just outside the knee. Very easy, manageable twist. Breathe here. Breathe a lot. You can gaze forward, you can gaze to center or to the back. So even if it's just like a lunge, we're taking time to feel the foot, the knee and the toe in the back, and a little bit of twist. Make sure you're nice and tall. Come back to center, and then we'll do a Ardha Hanumanasana. You can have the block here, one block, walk the foot straight, wiggle, 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 and shift back. Okay, you can have two blocks here. Stay nice and tall, shift your toes up, bend down, fold more, stay high. You can use the highest on the blocks. You can swing the toe out and in, many other options here. Let's come out of there. And then you're gonna do one more thing here. So I really encourage you to have the block. I'm just gonna switch, but you're gonna have the block on the left, if you want, even out of the mat. And you're gonna bring the right hand on the thigh, on the leg, and twist. So you can have it with your hands on the floor or a block. Just to show you, I have my block here. And I'm taking like a super wide, so my hands are on the inside, one hand on the block, and I'm gonna just turn or look at the right leg. If you are easy here, you can lift your arm up. You can return, change your mind. All right, come back out, bring your foot back in, put your block aside, walk the knee back, and then we'll take another dog. Lift your hips, widen the legs if you want to do a little swaying, to go up on your tippy toes, to press the thighs, the chest to the thighs. That's your dog. That's your kind of like a little lifting up, an inversion. That's it. Bring your knees down and step the left foot forward. Okay, so take your time here. Other side. Again, just take your time to bring the foot forward. Come on up. Where is your, your foot in the front? So it's not here and it's not far away. Have a little 90 degree here. You can see here. Have the cactus arms, nice and wide. Lifting elbow in the shoulder height, and breathe. Now, if you feel like wobbly, you can always bring your hands down and stay here. This is wonderful. Okay, you're still working on the balance because you're one foot. Push on the top foot in the back. That's also contact. And then take a little easy twist here. So one hand on the low back, one hand on the knee or outside the knee, and twist. Easy, easy, but breathe. So if you can hear me, even though it feels like it's a gentle yoga, I'm breathing hard. So again, breathe and twist and tall. Don't just kind of hang, just be pushing on the top front foot and pushing on the top back knee and top of your foot and twist. Come out of there. All right. And then you walk the foot out a little bit. You're going to use the block under a little bit outside, and then that's your twist. You can also have the hand down. So it's like a version on lizard with the block, and you can just kind of turn. You can place the hand on the top leg, maybe open if you want. You don't have to. You can just keep here and feel like you're going down, right? You're twisting. You can lift or you can stay. So this is enough here. It's like a lizard. You can sink a little forward if you need, if you want to. I forgot one thing. We're going to do that now. So come on out, please. and have your block under, walk your foot back to center, walk it forward to do that little Ardha Hanumanasana, which I just forgot about that. So come back and you can just have your toes up and sit back, stay high on the block under your hands or fingertips. You can sway the foot out and in. And you can make sure you're breathing, stretching here, the back of your leg. All right, this time we're not gonna go back to dog, we're gonna step forward. So you have your blocks here, or one block or two blocks, use your block to lift and come back to the front and just have your legs about hips distance, about 2 feet or wider, and just hang here, hang upside down, roll side to side. Head is super heavy. Wrap the elbows if you like, and be in this shape. It's called Uttanasana. And just be upside down, bending the legs is better so you don't stress your back. Don't worry about how your hands are not touching. You can always have the blocks to make the floor go up to you. All right, so bending the legs a lot and hold the belly as you roll up and roll up and roll up. You're gonna widen your arms, lift your hands, make a prayer, or you can do a little index finger like a Kali Mudra, and then go right and left. Nice and easy, right and left. One more. Nice and long, and side bend, and lengthen, and side bend, and up. One more. So feel that you work, maybe less, but nice alignment. Come back to center. Do the cactus arms, nice and bright. Elbows kind of disappear. So if you look on the side, you have to look at them, but from the front, you don't see them. Breathe here and do that little thing we did at the beginning. So you're just gonna bring one elbow up and one behind and shift it. So you can even kind of slide it behind you and hold the head on the top hand. Just nice and easy. One more. This one is slow, but very, very potent. All right, bring your shoulders up and back and down. Beautiful. And up and back and down. Awesome. Okay, so this is the part of the balance. So I'm just gonna do like a leg bend and lifting it. And if you want a chair, you can have a chair. So let me see that this is like a rolling chair that I have here for my desk. So let's say I'm gonna use my right leg because it's next to my chair, and I'm gonna just lift it. And I have my foot flexed. All right, and then I'm gonna shift it back, press back, and then lean back and maybe lift it higher. So that's all I'm doing. Okay, if you wanna not use the chair, hands on the hips and lift it high and send it back. So you can cheat here, which is great. You're working on the standing leg, lift a little higher and send it back as if you were going to do anything, but we're not. One more up and press back, lean forward, and then bring the foot back down. All right, so powerful. Not easy, but very effective. on working on the standing leg. All right, shake it out a little bit. Shake your hands and feet and shoulders and just wiggle, let that go. And then on the floor again with your feet, super contact. Push on the earth with the standing leg. Lift the other foot up, flex it. And then send it back just a tiny bit. Go slow and up and maybe higher in the front. So back and as if you want to push back, lean a little forward, okay? So we're going super slow. Let's do 3 more, up and lean back, and then forward and press the leg back behind you, all right? And then up. Again, you can use a chair, it makes a whole world of difference. You're still working on the balance. Lean forward, lean back, leg forward, and then back forward with your body, leg shifts back. And then step the feet in, awesome. And shake them out. Well, I think that worked really well. And I know I want to do one more thing. So I just want to do like a warrior two, which you know, probably very familiar, warrior two, but it works on our hips. Gotta shift back just a tiny bit and maybe change the color. So I'm just gonna use the green one because it's easier on the floor. Better. And it matches my shirt this way. All right. So wherever you are, take the long side of your mat. All right. And I'm starting with my legs, feet parallel. All right. And I'm going to just use my left leg. I'm going to just turn, turn, turn. All right. I'm going to bring my hand on the inside and slide it and back up. So slide it almost like you encourage the knee to be towards the second or third toe. And then back. And then take it there, wherever you feel. That's where you're going to stay. Make that back leg super straight. Press the pinky side and out your arms. So that's your very conservative, steady and solid warrior two. Arms open, look to the left hand, look to the right, relax your arms, super straight and strong. Breathe here. Let's do one cactus, that's all, one. All right, straighten the legs and straighten the arms. Very good. And then bring your hands to the hips. Bend a little bit to get out of there and shift forward. Awesome. So take a moment here. Breathe here. All right, turn the toes just a tiny bit and go left and right. So not a lot, just a little bit. Side to side. Bending one leg, feeling the shift. And then toes in. All right, so we start nice and wide. If you're tall, you should have a super wide stance, but you should be confident and make sure it's steady. You're gonna turn the right leg out. You're gonna slide, almost like you slide the hand down to the middle of your knee. And so you're encouraged to go out. Look at the toe, it should be almost like to the middle of your foot. Come on out of there. So go sliding it, encouraging to sail and up. Good. Keep that back leg super straight. My toe can even turn in a little bit. And stay here. Okay. My knee doesn't go after the ankle, right on the ankle. See, it's like 90 degrees, even less if you want. So that's working on there. Okay. Arms open. Nice open arms. Look at the right. Look at your left. Are they there? Are they not here or here? Nice and straight, like a T. Look to the right. That's your warrior. Elbows bent. Breathe here. Nice and wide and nice and 90 degree again. All right, so straighten the elbows, lengthen the arms, straighten the legs, hands on the hips, turn the foot in, and then slide the feet in together or heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Breathe here and take a Tadasana for a moment. All right, we're gonna take a squat here. You are not something doesn't work in a workout with your knees. This is great for our mobility. And they say how you measure your squat is how your spine and how your longevity will measure. So you can turn the feet just a tiny bit out. If you have a little seat, a little stool or something, you can use the blocks also. But you're gonna bring your hands at the prayer, or you can bring your hands on the hips, or you bring your arms up, and you're just gonna squat. So I have my stool, or I have my hands here, or I have my hands here, I have my hands in the inside the legs, I have my elbows on the legs. So I'm going to squat. I can always put the stool and do that, or two blocks. So that's why we encourage this garland pose or a nice squat. So I know it hurts. Sometimes the knees don't tolerate it. Just do the best you can. Stay high. It still works. Toes are out, heels are in. See if you can come a little lower. You can go a little side to side. Awesome. Then we're going to start coming down. Okay. So slowly, if you want, sit back or find your hands and open the legs wide. Okay. I know I'm far away, but I want to do that because this is a great one to do at the end. You can put blocks under. So you can see, can put blocks under, have my knees kind of bent. Okay. Nice and tall, hands behind, and breathe. So I'm going to just even keep my blocks under. I'm going to go to one side and open my other arm up and center. And then other side, lifting and opening right across the collarbones. Open, center, take a breath, and just walk a little forward, just a tiny bit. So if you have something else, if you have a bolster or a big pillow, or you can have two blocks here and just maybe folding down, reaching with your legs out, breathing here. So you should feel the inner legs and maybe even the low back. Coming up gently. Awesome. Let's do Baddha Konasana. So grab the inside of the legs, loosen them up, bottom of the feet together, take a breath, fold any amount. You determine if you want to have your feet closer. I'm having my feet super wide. I'm going to do one more thing. So you're really going to be super ready and heavy to relax. Okay, so feet wide. Yeah, I'm going to bring my hands behind. I know it's far away, but I'm going to have my hands behind me, out, right? They're out, pressing fingers out. Knees are nice and wide. And I'm just going to let them go to my right. And center and left. Okay, so easy, right? They don't have to go all the way down. They can just be like windshield wiper without touching. So you notice your feet, one goes on the pinky, one goes on the big toe. And let's do about 2 or 3 more. I don't know, but you always move. Somehow you end up moving. So once you do a couple, 2 or 3 more, you feel like you can lower a little bit more. I do. Notice my legs are super wide, super wide. Okay, so I'm gonna stay on my right, I'm gonna stay on my right. You're welcome to stay here. But if you have a little more room, only if you have a little more room, you can bring your feet a little closer. You can bring your hands closer and you can start lifting this back hip, right? Lift the back hip, it's off the ground and turn towards the front knee. And then you can have your blocks here. You can lower also here. You can stay up. Don't have to turn as much. And then you are winding and then unwind slowly. Hand behind. Lift your legs again. Let's do 1 or 2 more before we go to the other side. You're gonna feel super loose in your hips. Hopefully this is not hurting. All right, so to the left. Take a moment here. So you might stay here. You can keep your hands on the back and just lift your hips, right? So lift the hip, keep the hands in the back before you twist. So lift the hip up and down. If it hurts, don't do that. It can be just a little bit. Then if you want, ground a little bit, come up high, turn to the knee in the front or to the ankle in the front and walk around. So you walk around or you walk less. You can have one hand on the opposite knee. You can go down on the elbow. You can stay high. You can just see how your hip kind of turns and lifts. You can go as much as you can to the back. And you can just determine how it feels in your body. All right, come on back slowly, release. Bring your legs back to center, right? And just lengthen them, shake them, wiggle them out and in, point and flex. Lift one leg up and other, doesn't have to be high. And so your hands are far away, so you're able to do that lifting a lot. Try to keep it straight. Awesome. Very good. So we're gonna go back on the mat. I wanna do a little pigeon or figure 4 on the back, which is also a super wonderful one. Let me just go back to my orange mat here. Take your time to go on your back. Feel yourself on the back, hips on the back, shoulders, head, feet on the ground. Take a moment. So that's been already an hour. And I hope you feel already a little more loose, a little bit more flexible, a little bit more limber, all of that. That's what yoga does. Hopefully you feel that. And not only that, but the nervous system calmer, and the mind more clear, more free. All right, so I'm going to just do a little figure 4 here. Figure 4 looks like this shape, right? Ankle on top of the thigh. You can stay here. You can press the legs far away, hands on the legs. Or if you want, you can bring the figure 4 to your chest and breathe. This one is, if you've been doing yoga, there's so many things to do. You can slide the hands in between, you can grab the shin, you can lift your back leg, You can rock. You can also do absolutely nothing. The shape will take a life on its own. It takes a little flow on its own. It starts moving on its own. It brings them legs closer. Toes are all flexed up. You can just let the hips kind of rest here and open. Take wherever you went, take it down and uncross. Take a moment here and just do the other side. Take your time. Okay, so you can bring your hands, the bottom of your hands, the heels of the hands on the legs and press out, press forward. Almost you lift your shoulders up to the ears. Press the legs out and forward. Away. Relax the shoulders. All right, you can stay here. This is great. You can sway here. You can encourage yourself to do less and do nothing here. This is great. If you're inching and you want to do the same thing you did on the first side or this side feels better, lift up. You can do arms or no hands. You can slide the hands in between. You can grab behind. You can also use a strap, by the way. Strap around both legs. It ends up being on the top of your shin, and you could just bring everything close to your chest. Breathe here. And then you can maybe straighten, maybe you just be here, maybe flex, maybe rock. We'll end up the way we started with a full happy baby. See how it feels now. Flat is wide, wide sacrum. Again, here or here or here, or maybe a straddle, or maybe just relax like a squat, like a child's pose with wide knees on the back. Awesome. So we're going to start letting go here. Take your blankets, take your blocks, take your pillows, take a little eye pillow, some essential oils if you like. Bring your knees together, bring them a little hug here, knees to chest. This always feels good. Give yourself super hug, embrace, well deserved. Rock side to side or just be here with the hips up and the flat back, head low or head on a pillow. And then whatever you want, again, resting with long legs, resting with a blanket or something. This one is great. Look at this one is great. You roll that blanket. If you want one or two blankets and you put them under your legs, and like that. And it feels super wonderful. Oh, looks so good. All right, and then you can bring your arms out, rest, tuck your shoulders. So check from your own intuition that uh, you're aligned, right? That you're not twisting to one side, that your shoulder is not hiking up, that your arm is not one way, this way, and the other, that you're even on both shoulders, on the hips, and the head and the neck in the center. And the arms can be on the belly or out or close to the body. So wherever you like with your hands, legs, my legs are super wide and long, toes are out, and you're cold over there, bring another blanket, cover your shoulders and your chest and your belly, and just feel like you're dropping, 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 dropping with each breath, heavier, heavier, and letting go, letting go. That's a sensation of like, oh my God, I'm just gonna kind of be kind of floaty and kind of heavy. So heavy and almost like you lifted a weight. So your body feels limber, but also, right? That sensation of, ah. So let's take 2 breaths or 3 breaths like that, inhaling. And make a nice, inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth with nice sigh. And one more inhale. Close your eyes. Shavasana. Guys, this is where I'm going to wish you a nice Hag Sameach for you guys that do the Passover. And I'll see you next week. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste. Take a beautiful rest.